Hello everybody, my name is Clockwerk and I bring you guys V-Replay Cast number 38, and also another thing, the international qualifiers are going on right now, and I'm not too sure how often I can keep up with these videos, but nonetheless, I will try my hardest to keep my videos as consistent as possible. I have been running a whole bunch of POVs of me playing matchmaking that you guys have been watching, probably tired of seeing me be bad at Dota, but those have been the easiest videos to record, especially since after I watched the international, I'm like, I don't feel like casting or anything, just play some matches of Dota and then record it, post it, and then keep going. So I'm actually going to sit down and cast a viewer replay cast because I need to hurry up and cast these. I have some casts from 1700s or 17,000s or whatever number that Valve puts out. And just to put that into perspective, we're up to the 1900s on our replays. So I have a few that I need to hurry up and get out or get shipped out because a lot of people probably want to see their games casted. Anyway, so all that aside, all of my excuses aside and all that whatnot jazz and stuff. We are going to jump ourselves into this view replay cast. I'm not going to tell you guys who sent it in until the very end, and I could have sworn I did free camera. There we go. Until the very end because we don't want any spoilers, and you guys don't want any spoilers, so let's not spoil anything for you guys because that will be sickly bad, or badly sick. Nah, I said it wrong. Whatever. Ooh, this looks cool. Does it mesh well with my overlay? Not really, but it still looks pretty darn cool. I'd buy it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy that, guys. So let's go ahead back to the default HUD, and since the whole entire, I don't know which side let's pick up first, so I'm just going to do intro some dire side since I'm starting off with this Huskar, whose name is Club 420. Oh, and also, guys, bear with me once again, because I'm going to try my hardest to call these guys by their name as opposed to just by their hero. I'll try to reference them back and forth so you guys can understand who I'm talking about if you're just, like, have this all tabbed or anything, but, anyway, all that aside, nonetheless, on this Lina, we have Miru on that Lina. Moving over down to the bottom, we have one Rule You on that Shadow Shaman. On this Sven, we have Dr. Carrot on him. Moving over to Enigma, we have Super Z, and I think that was it for the dire side. Is that it for the other side? That was it for the other side. Moving on to Radiant side. Starting off with this Phantom Assassin, which I did play a Phantom Assassin game recently. You guys can check that out whenever it's posted. I think it might be posted already. I don't remember. We have Distortion Scope on that Phantom Assassin. On this Batrider, we have Glavinasis. I'm just going to call him Glav. On that Batrider. Moving over to the mid on this TA, because TA is OP. And oh my gosh, we got a mid Lina, guys. Oh man. Oh man. Big props to you, Mint Lina, for sending me this. Well, I mean, not saying you sent me this in, but big props to you for playing mid. You guys didn't hear that. On this TA, we see Citizen Snips 4 on that TA. Moving over down to the bottom, we see TJ Lee 2108 on that Clockwerk. And last but not least, on the Shadow Fiend, we see Sith Lord. So Sith Lord is gonna take down the bottom. He might actually be going now. If Sven turns around and throws Stormhammer, Sven won't throw the Stormhammer, and these guys will be going in. Shadow Shaman backed up because he took a lot of creep aggro, and Sven is going to go ahead and go through. So a little bit of miscommunication, especially considering the fact that he has double damage on Sven. So Sven could have definitely claimed that life of Shadow Fiend. I mean, nothing Shadow Fiend can do but just stand there and run away. Clockwerk was here to help out, but he doesn't have his cogs. He did go for flares, and he's going for battery assault now. A lot of times when you see Clockwerks play, they usually almost always go for power cogs into flare before they get battery assault, unless they want to be super aggressive and get boots first and then go for the battery assault. But even if they do go boost first, that's a very risky thing to do. And actually, another thing about that, there are a few side lane heroes that need to go boot first. I think Invoker's one of them, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, Batrider pops that Firefly. He's going to do a little bit of harassment on top of Huskar, a little bit inopportune, a little bit early. He should be looking to throw more sticky napalm stacks on top of the heroes, but he looks like he's trying to zone them out as hard as he possibly can with that fire, because that fire does hurt. And Huskar throwing some fire of his own right back at Batrider. Batrider's on fire, and he's taking a lot of damage from it. Not too happy about that. Moving over to this mid lane. Oh wait, I got called lanes. As far as the lanes go, starting off with the bottom, we have Sith Lord and TJ Lee going against Rule You and this person run away, DR Doctor. Oh, that's Finn. Looks like Tia was getting chased by Lina. Lina could potentially go for the kill if she just throws another Dragon Slayer. She doesn't have her stun. Oh my gosh, Lina, do you not have her stun? That is a huge mistake, guys. I don't care if you're playing like carry Lina. You need your stun. Your stun is good. Your stun is good. It has a 7-second cooldown. It costs like no mana. And Fiery Soul, you don't do a lot of damage to begin with, so why put so many points into it? So Lina's going for a Fiery Soul. She's trying to go for a carry Lina build. But a carry Lina build without a stun, I mean, it's ridiculous, guys. It's like, what is he doing? What is TA doing? I think TA is drunk, to be honest. Lina needs one more. TA's going to try to go in. Lina's going to stand still for her. Lina has no stun, and she's going to take quite a bit of damage. She's going to go ahead and shoot away, walk around the other way. TA getting a little bit of free damage on top of that. Moving on down bottom, we see Shadow Fiend taking a lot of damage, but it will be the Shadow Shaman that goes down first. Clockwerk is chasing his Sven. He does have battery assault in 10 seconds, but I don't think it'd be fast enough because, oh no, Sven has no mana. Oh man, if Sven would have continued, he might have been able to catch up with Shadow Fiend and able to get the last hit on top of him. He does hit for enough to actually kill him. I think. No, he has armor. I forgot about the armor. Yeah, so Sven backs on up. It looks like he's going for Earn the Shadow, so we're going to be seeing that kind of spin. We're going to be seeing like a more supportive type spin, so Doctor's going to be playing that supportive spin, which is actually pretty weird. Nowadays, you see Sven almost always go for a carry type spin, even if he goes for early game support. Shadow Shaman doing quite a bit of damage, so Rudy's going to go ahead and run away, while Sith Lord pops himself a healing salve, and the Lee, or TJ Lee, I keep trying to call him the Lee. TJ Lee just going to pop that battery assault, just make sure Shadow Shaman shoots away, tries to do a little bit of damage, but no kill to be found here. Meanwhile, Citizen Snips finds himself a region where he's going to go on and try to dive on top of Lina. That is a free kill if he does actually line it up, especially if Lina runs with him. She really could have went for that. She has the region rune in bottle. She doesn't have to worry about anything. Lina does not have her stun. I don't know if she doesn't know that, but Lina does not have her stun. And I guess I can kind of see the logic that Lina's trying to get at, where Fiery Soul, she can do more auto attacks faster to TA, but even still, it's not worth it. Because Fiery Soul, 2 points of Fiery Soul does absolutely nothing. It gives you bonus attack speed. Cool. When you cast a spell. The only spell that she has is Dragon Slave, or only spell she had was Dragon Slave, and that is not a spammable spell. I mean, it has well, okay, it's a spammable spell, but it has 8.5 second cooldown, as opposed to having your Dragon Slave and Lightning Strike already, so that way you can get 2 stacks inside of your Fiery Soul, and do a little bit more auto attacking. Long story short, Lina should not have any points of Fiery Soul right now. I don't care if she's playing mid Lina. Meanwhile, down bottom we see Shadow Fiend taking a lot of damage, so that will be Sith Lord going down, and we got TJ Lee about to follow right next. He's going to take Sven with him. Ryu throws out a Aether Shock. It does a nice chunk of damage, but I don't think he'll be able to follow up with any more damage on top of Clockwerk. And Clockwerk will be able to make it out. Shadow Shaman and Clockwerk, the only 2 survivors from that one. I think, was it Shadow Fiend? Did Shadow Fiend get the kill? No, Clockwerk kills Finn and Shadow Shaman kills Shadow Fiend. So the people who are alive are the people who killed things. So far this bottom lane is working out pretty decently. Oh man, TA. Did TA just die? No, okay, TO's top. TO's top, she picked up a Huskar, free kill for her. Huskar does not have his ulti yet. He only has fire, and he also has Berserker's blood. And Enigma will be following next. TA screws up her attack. So Citizen Snip messing up on his right clicks. And Super Z is trying to run. He's trying to be as fast as he possibly can. Pops himself a magic wand. He will not be able to make it out alive. That PA, that's probably one of the most spammable spells in the game, especially at level 4. Level 4 Stifling Dagger costs 15 mana. 15 mana, guys. That is not a lot. That's 15 mana. That's nothing. It costs 15 mana and it slows you for 4 seconds. 50%. It's a 50% slow, slows you for 4 seconds, and it also does damage, by the way. Pure damage, that is, but it does half the heroes. We see a engagement happening down bottom. Shadow Fiend able to pick off the Sven, and Shadow Shaman did fall earlier. I did miss both of those kills, so Shadow Fiend able to pick up the last one though. How many souls does he have? As far as Shadow Fiend's build, he is going for the standard build for Shadow Fiend. He does have a lot of points in Necromastery. He opted not to put points in stats, or put points in stats. I think that's what Shadow Fiends do. They put a point in raise. I mean, they max their raises, and then they max their stats, and then they max Necromastery, and then they go for the ultis. I don't really know. It's different variations. It probably solves the same thing. Long story short, he put a point inside his ulti. That's what I'm trying to get at. So maybe that's a good thing.
Wildfire.
So Lina found himself a haste rune. Meanwhile, on top we see engagement happening around these guys. These guys really want to kill each other. Enigma's trying to run. He throws out the Eidolons and he body blocks himself a little bit. There we go. He finally is able to get on the other side, on the correct side. Batrider throwing out a sticky napalm, just trying to harass these guys back. PA is having a little bit of fun up here. She has nothing but a poor man's shield and a ring of health. I would not recommend this by any stretch of the imagination. Really. A Ring of Health is really nice, but a Ring of Health first is not really good. Poor Man's Shield first is not good at all as well. You need some for regen, especially in your lane. I guess in her defense, let's say she started off with a Stout Shield and then she had some regen and it's all gone now because that lane has been going back and forth for quite a while. But if she didn't do that, then that is probably a huge mistake. Power Treads, In my personal opinion, power tread's a little bit more important. Or sorry, boots, just flat boots, just brown boots. Brown boots are a little bit more important than that Ring of Health first. That Ring of Health is really nice for staying in lane though. That gives you some incredible staying power as a carry who's trying to farm. But PA, she can kind of hold off on it because she can farm with the Stifling Dagger, just time her right, and you'll be able to get yourself all the last hits in the world from a ridiculous range. Look at the range on Stifling Dagger. Where is it? It's right here. The range on Stifling Dagger is quite ridiculous. I think that's XP range. That might be XP range. So all she has to do is throw a dagger, stay in range, and she'll be able to get a free kill. We got a rotation coming from Sven. He does have himself an Urn of Shadows. The courier is coming to Shadow Shaman though, so he won't be able to pick that up for this kill that he's probably trying to go for on top of his TA. Lina's all out of mana. Sven is on the high ground, and Citizen Snip is trying to come in for a kill. I don't think he saw DR. DR? Yeah, I don't think he saw DR, but even if he did, he probably would have backed up anyway. Let's see, we got TJ. He is level 6. He's trying to look for an engagement to go on top of Shadow Shaman. He did pop that battery saw a little preemptively, and Sith Lord whiffing a raise. That's free damage right there. You gotta land those raises, guys. That's free damage. It's actually, if these guys go calm for a few more seconds, I might be able to switch my view settings.
Dire's middle tower is
yep,
under
okay.
attack.
I'm gonna take advantage of the moment. There's a game right there. If you guys want to check all that out, game interface. There we go. That needs to be way down. Smooth drag is on. Cool. And that feels much better, much less jumpy. Much better viewer experience for you guys. Sven is around the backside. Sven might be able to catch these guys if he just catches a stun on top of Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend's pretty much dead. He's gonna run one way. He's gonna juke the other way. He jukes himself. He jukes the juke, guys. And Sven needs to go ahead and go in. These guys are going to converge. And there you go. He starts with the Storm Hammer. He's going to go in. Lina's here to follow up with the Lightning Strike Array. And she will be following with all the damage that she possibly can. But that's not enough damage, surprisingly. Shadow Fiend surviving that, really. Lina did not have enough mana for her ulti. That's what it was. If she had enough mana for her ulti, Shadow Fiend was most definitely dead. Because that thing does a crazy amount of damage. 450 damage, which is still a lot. PA has herself, she's building herself those phase boots. She has that Poor Shield, she has that Ring of Health, like I stated earlier. So it's a really cool thing. She also went for a point of her ulti. Me personally, whenever I build PA, I usually wait a while to get my ulti because I mean, Phantom Strike and Blur, I think those are more important. Stifling Dagger is definitely important, especially if you're farming from long distance. But it all depends on the game, really. I've actually seen a PA once go for maxing Stifling Dagger and maxing Blink Strike, and like all the way up to level 8, just putting points inside of those two things. I don't know, we see engagement happen on top. We got Huskar leaping on top of PA. PA will be able to blink. No, she's out of mana. She can't blink out. She turns around, throws Stifling Dagger on top of Huskar. Huskar doesn't care. He's manning out. He's going to turn around and kill the PA. While Shadow Shaman got the kill. Shadow Shaman was able to get the last auto attack from that. He did decide to max his Shackle. Shackle does last for quite a long time. It's a really nice disable, but it makes you unable to move anywhere. But if he has the support in the form of everybody else, then you're in a good spot. And oh my gosh, Tia is in the worst of spots right now. She will be getting shackled up by Shadow Shaman soon and probably follow up with the stun from Sven. Nope, starts up with the stun from Sven, follows up with the stun from Shackle Shot from Shadow Shaman. And Tia, I don't know what Tia was doing there, but she is obviously drunk. Citizen Snip, go home, you're drunk. That's all I'd say. Who was able to get that kill? I don't really... Yeah, it does matter who got the kill. Once again, Shadow Shaman. So one rule you is getting all the kills. We are seeing a carry Shadow Shaman, guys. 4 kills for him. His team has a total of 5 kills. He's been involved in every single one of them, as far as I'm concerned. Because he has 4 kills and 1 assist. Lina throws out a stun. Stun does miss everything. Rage Strikes on Fortified. Batrider throws out the casket. Flame Break. And he doesn't have enough mana for his ulti. But if he did, he probably will try to go in and see if he can pick somebody off. But he needs a Blink Dagger before he's able to do any of that. Shadow Shaman dropping those wards. So these guys, the Dire really want this tower down. Here comes Distortion coming in to just try to farm up the circuits. Make sure they stop attacking the tower. And these guys are pretty much playing 5-man Dota up top. Everybody is up top on the Dire side. They're just hanging out all together. TA goes invisible, Citizen trying to see if she can find a catch on top, or kill on top of somebody. Enigma throws the ulti, but they still... Actually, will they be able to see TA? I don't think they'll be able to see TA when the ulti's going on to her, because it's not a channeled ability. But even still, I think TA moved before, because she was getting hit with that Midnight Pulse, which does hurt a lot. That's like, was that 5%? I think that's 5% of your... 3%. Damage per second. 3% of your maximum HP as damage, and that's that's a lot of damage, a lot of free damage. And she was probably trying to get out, but she was surrounded. Finally, we got a rotation coming from the Dire. They stopped playing 5-man Dota. Huskar comes on as soon as I say that, he starts rotating top. Huskar comes on to farm the mid. He's built himself what looks to be a Mask of Madness, which I really hope it's not. Maybe a Helmet of Dominator. Helmet of Dominator much better. And the Dire really still fighting hard for it. Sven throws a stun. There's a stun from Lina as well. Follow up on top of the PA. PA goes down. Sven goes down as well, and PA just trying to do, or TA trying to do what she can. Lina throws out a stun, catches Shadow Fiend. And I'm getting tongue-tied like crazy, guys. So many shadows in this game. Shadow Fiend, Shadow Strike. Wait, is there Shadow Strike? There's Blink Strike. Whatever, guys. I just got confused. That's what it was. It's just all me. Helmet of Dominator will be the choice for Huskar, so he will be going for that Satanic eventually. As far as what he's going to be going for next, I'm assuming he's going to go for Treads. He does have that Ring of Health, so he could be going for a Vanguard as well, which Huskars can do, but it's not really all that efficient. It gives us some free HP, sure, and it gives us some nice regen, but I mean, nah, don't. Just overall questionable choice of item. Huskar looking to see if he can jump on somebody. He can't jump on top of Clockwerk. Clockwerk will be here. Clockwerk needs to throw a cog as soon as he possibly can. He does throw the cog, catch that Huskar. Beautiful stun from Spin, catch him too. And there's a PA taking a lot of damage from everybody. She goes invisible. She's going to be down to the Midnight Pulse one way or another. She's trying to run out of it. She does run out of it. Shadow Fiend throws out the ulti, and TA walks on the corner. She has no HP, and she's going to go ahead and man up. She gets a kill top of Lina. Beautiful play by TA. And TA just might, no, she'll be going down to the negative earn charge from Spin. Well played by him. PA might be falling down next. One tower shot. She needs to duke it. No, she will not be able to get the blur dodge, and she goes down to that as well. So huge engagement. Overall, the Radiant do lose out in that fight, but I definitely do think they made the best out of a bad situation. Had Enigma's ulti been up, that would have been even worse. So basically, Huskar got the leap on top of Clockwerk, and Clockwerk clogged everything, and then all hell broke loose. Radiant did lose a lot of the people, but I honestly think that was because they overstayed the welcome. They did, like I said, made the best out of a bad situation, because if TA would have died without getting killed on top of at least somebody, then that would definitely been really bad, because she was the one who got the kill on top of Lina and as well, Shadow Shaman as well, if I'm not mistaken. And I am mistaken. So, what's new, guys? I'm mistaken, I'm wrong, as always. That is me. I am here to cast so I can be wrong. That is my job. So I would take a look, or I would speak a little bit on what these guys could do to change things, but I mean, it's not really much to speak on. Shadow Shaman maxes Shackle Shot. He throws the Shackle on top of Batrider. Batrider's pretty much going down. TA not helping out. Yo, TA, why you no help? Batrider's right there in front of you. I don't care if you were melding in. She's going to turn around. She's going to try to kill Lina. I don't think she'll be able to get the kills. There's too many people around her. She is surrounded. There's a stun Malefice from Enigma thrown on top of Clockwerk, and there's a Lina ulti getting thrown on top of TA. TA needs to hurry up and throw her refraction. No refraction for her just yet. As Shadow Fiend goes down around the backside to Sven. And the Radiant are getting steamrolled right now. The Dire just had the superior team fight, or superior positioning, not necessarily team fight, just superior position. As far as the team fight potential for the Radiant goes, yeah, you know, I take it back. The Dire do have way significantly better team fight potential. With DR on that Sven, he has a giant AoE stun. He also has his cleave, and he has himself an Urn of Shadow, so he can keep everybody nice and healthy. Moving on to Shadow Shaman, One Rule You, he has extremely good team fight presence because that Ether Shock, which he did max out, does hit 7 targets total. So if you're just a whole bunch of people fighting together, if they're playing 5-man Dota, he's going to hit every single one of them for 320 damage, which is still a lot of damage, even after reductions. Also, he has 2 disables under his belt. One's better than the other. He has a Hex. He also has a Shotgun Shot. And I really dislike the way that Citizen Snip is playing the TA. Just playing the TA as a person who's hiding, just waiting for somebody to come up and just trying to do as much damage as possible. That is not how you efficiently use TA. That's why you see TAs get Blink Daggers, so they can actually just jump forward, blink into the fight, meld, and then instantly attack and get that extra damage. As opposed to just playing hide and seek with everybody, because that's not going to get you all that far. Sven's coming around side. Sven does get a beautiful stun on 2, and there's a lot of people about to be going on. TA throws a refraction and leads Shadow Fiend to the dust, and Shadow Fiend will be going to the dust. There's the ulti from his death, and he's able to get that. TA is trying to come back in, trying to do as much damage as possible. Batrider gets a lasso on top of Sven, I think, but I don't think it matters. Lina gets her ulti on top of TA. And for some reason, every single time a fight breaks out, TA has no refraction charges. And I can tell you guys the exact reason why that is happening. That's, oh man. There we go. Sven gets a kill on top of Sven. Or Sven gets a kill on top of Batrider, and we'll see.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, Lina's ulti has a relatively short cooldown, so her cooldown, the cooldown of her ulti is 70 seconds, which is not all that long, guys. Just to put that into perspective, a team fight is expected to happen every 60 seconds, so that means her ulti is just 10 seconds over every single team fight happening. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. To put that in even more perspective, let's look at the cooldown of Shadow Shaman Surfing Wards. The cooldown on that is 110 seconds, which is was at 50 seconds over the expected time for a team fight to happen. So her ulti does have a relatively short cooldown, just a little bit longer. Enigma's ulti, his ulti has a crazy long cooldown, 200 seconds. That is, what is that? Is that? I can't do the math. That's like a minute 40 seconds, 2 minutes 40 seconds. I mean. Sven has himself a Mask of Madness. He's gonna go ahead and take Ancients. I think Ancients might take him first. Nope, pops that Earn charge. Try to stay nice and healthy. And he almost inadvertently stacked it as well. Clockwerk throwing a flare. I'm not too sure what he's throwing the flare to. Let's go ahead and follow it. It's moving. There it is. Boom, there it goes. As he would say. Sven's still trying to kill his Ancient. I think the Ancient will be killing him.
I'll die.
And he dies to the Ancient. So all that gold he just got, guys, all that gold he just farmed up is gone. TA hanging on the low ground. TA needs to put more traps. That's another big thing. So Citizen place more traps, so I'll have to say. Moving over to one rule, you're doing a real good job catching your shackles. You catch everybody with the shackles. There's a TA dying. TA should not be dying like that, guys. Especially since she had the element of surprise with air quotes. I honestly have to say that Citizen Snippers are relying too much on the melds to survive as a TA. That's not how you're supposed to play TA. Moving over to Sith Lord. Sith Lord's coming in. He's doing a crazy amount of damage with those razors. Clockwerk rappels in, but the allies were in the way. Shadow Fiend trying to get his ulti off, but it won't be enough. And there's there is a Shadow Shaman standing still, almost getting a kill on top of Clockwerk. Clockwerk's just barely running out. Shadow Shaman did throw a Surfing War, so he can do a lot of damage, and he's almost, he might be able to come back and pay for it. There's a PA going down. I might be able to come back and help his team. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I said pay for it. But PA able to get the kill on top of Lina, but Lina got her ulti off, and she didn't, or PA didn't have the luck to actually dodge it. So she did go down to an auto attack from Enigma, and so far these fights have been going back and forth. And the main reason these fights have been going back and forth is just mainly because not a lot of preparation from either side, really. It just so happens that the Dire have more AoE, more abilities that can hurt multiple people at the same time, and the Radiant are lacking that. TA does have her splash damage from her side blades. What was it? No, yeah, side blades. She has her side blades, so that does a little bit of damage when it blends through everybody, and that's cool and all. But that's not enough, especially considering the fact that Citizen keeps getting picked off every single time, as opposed to Lina, who's playing Lina, Miru on the Lina, who is, oh man, oh gosh, whoa now. So Arcane Boots, Aghanim Scepter on Lina, so Lina just wants to spam the crap out of her ulti, which I don't agree with, guys. I personally don't agree with, because, to be honest, she doesn't have the mana pool to actually sustain all this. And Aghanim Scepter gives her very minimal survivability. It gives her plus, yeah, sure, okay. It gives her 200 health plus 160, which I think, no, 190. So 390 HP, which is not a lot. Especially considering the fact that PA is critting for probably that much. So one crit, she can survive one more crit. That's all Lina gets, as opposed to getting something like a Force Staff to help her jump in and out of fights, and also give her some passive regen, or as opposed to a mechanism, which she doesn't actually need to get a mechanism because she's not playing supportive role, if you want to put it that way. Or even as a Desolator. I mean, she is trying to play a carry role. She can just go for it. Okay, hold on. Desolator doesn't give her survivability either. So let me go and take that back. Let's forget I said Desolator, guys. Let's pretend I didn't say Desolator. Just long story short, she needs other items besides just Arcane Boots and an Aghanim Scepter. You want to see Batrider come on the backside. Batrider might be going out. Nope, Clockwerk comes in and saves life. Never mind, Sven's able to get the one last hit. That's super long range that he got. Here's a lot of damage getting done to Huskar. Huskar is just manning up. He's doing massive amounts of damage because these guys keep taking his HP down. He's able to get the kill on top of Shadow Fiend. Meanwhile, TA is going to stand still inside of the thing, and she gets a kill on top of Enigma. And here's Lina trying to do what she can. But all she has is an Aghanim Scepter. Aghanim Scepter, if only you could let her like blink away and TP out. There we go, TA finally throwing the trap, and PA is able to finish off the kill. TA-PA combination working out like a boss. and TA is able to survive from that. So I'm assuming that she's building herself a Blink Dagger because she's saving up quite a bit of gold. So Citizen Snip going for that Blink Dagger on that TA. I'm moving over to Batrider. I can't really tell. He did go for jump, so he's trying to move as fast as possible when he goes to catch somebody with his lasso. And he also has 15 wand charges, which would be nice in the next engagement. If he can use it. Distortion on that Phantom Assassin is going for a Battle Fury, just one piece away from that Battle Fury. Decided to go for the Broadsword as opposed to going for that Claymore, but still needs to buy that Claymore. About 400 gold away from that. Moving over to DR, who I think will be the next thing to focus on because Sven does crazy amounts of damage, guys. Let's just face it. He does crazy amounts of damage in the late game, especially when he has crit, but not while he has that Mask of Madness. Mask of Madness increases Sven's killing potential, yes, and it's really nice in that. But the fact that there's so many people who just focus him down on the dire side, or on the Radiant side. Like you have Sith Lord on the Shadow Fiend. You also have Citizen Snip on the PA. You also have the Batrider. Who's on Batrider? I can't remember his name. Galv on the Batrider. They basically have a lot of people who can just focus him and just do a lot of damage to him before he's actually able to do anything. And speaking of the double, we got Phantom Assassin going down to Huskar on top, but she gets a kill. She gets a kill on top of Huskar afterwards. Seeing as how Phantom Assassin was the first one to go down, she did not get the XP for that. Huskar got the XP and gold, but PA got the gold from it. That's all she got. Also, the creeps OP, man. So Sith Lord walking around with 19 souls as opposed to the full 32 or 36. Sorry. So he's not necessarily hitting at the most damage that he possibly can be hitting. He is going to be going for a BKB as opposed to a Shadow Blade, which you do see Shadow Fiends do a lot. And we got, oh my gosh, a huge engagement, a huge concave happening on top of this Batrider. Batrider's boots are broken, so he can't move all that fast, and he goes down. Sven just comes around the side and just stuns him, and boom, there goes Batrider.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And we got an abandonment from Shadow Shaman. Uh-oh. So one World U, who's doing extremely well, has abandoned the game. He hasn't moved in the last, I think it's 5 minutes. Or collected XP in the last 5 minutes. Clockwerk going in, throwing the raffle on top of Lina. Lina in a little trouble. Enigma's gonna turn around, throw a beautiful black hole, but there's nobody here to follow up. If there was a Shadow Fiend, oh my gosh, if there was a Shadow Fiend. And here's Huskar finally. Huskar saying, hey bro, I'm here to help. And he's gonna go ahead and jump in and do as much damage as possible to whoever that was. Clockwerk, I think Clockwerk popped himself a magical wand. He's able to survive because nope, he goes down to the fire at the end of the day.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And TA finally has herself a Blink Dagger. So she was building that Blink Dagger. She also has 1k gold in the bank account right now. What is she going to be buying next? Hopefully she's going for a Desolator, because Desolator is extremely good. So I would pat Citizen Snip on the back if he got herself a Desolator. I would also pat Distortion on the back if she hurried him and got her Battle Fury, which actually never mind, I take it back. It is coming to her. Battle Fury coming to PA, so pat on the back for you, Distortion. Moving over to Sven. I would pat you on the back if you will spend that 2k gold that you have in your bank account. And Batrider, you need a Blink Dagger as well. You need that Blink Dagger Force Staff. It just increases the kill potential on Batrider exponentially. And we got Lina trying to do what she can, and PA just jumps in. Like I said before, guys, just one crit. PA is essentially, one crit from PA is essentially 390 damage. Lina's getting an extra 390 damage from the Aghanim Scepter, which is not worth it. Especially considering the fact that all she can do is pop her ulti once, and then that's pretty much all she does. She's a walking ulti right now. And as a Lina, that's not really useful for her team. Her team needs her to be the person who's throwing out the stuns, the person who's making sure everybody stays healthy, the person who's placing the wards, for God's sakes. But she's not going to be able to do that. We got PA just manning up. She goes and gets the kill on top of Huskar. There you go. You saw the crit. The crit was for 656 or 658 or something like that. PA just waiting for Enigma just to walk back out. I don't think Enigma wants to do this. PA could blink. Sorry, TA could blink forward, do a Mel Strike under the tower and try to get the kill on top of Enigma as fast as possible, but I don't think it'll be fast enough. He might have some rotations coming in to help him out. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman's still hanging out over here. He's building stuff to look to be an Aghanim Scepter. Lina's TPing out. Yep, Lina TP'd somewhere. TP'd to the... Or she's TP'd 5 feet in front of her. Cool.
Do it with flair. Blink
forward by PA. PA is trying to see what she can see. And she's going to go ahead and meld. So Citizen playing around a little bit with those high ground mechanics. Moving on down bottom, we see an engagement happening between these two. We got Shadow Fiend with his BKB, trying to run away as fast as he possibly can. Sven does not have enough mana for a stun, but he does have his Basket Madness. He also has his War Cry, and oh my gosh, Shadow Fiend doing a crazy amount of damage, and that's the hugest drawback to a Basket Madness. Basket Madness makes you take an additional 30% incoming damage whenever it's activated. With Shadow Fiend does a crazy amount of damage with just one raise. Increase 300 damage by 30%, and you got yourself 390 damage, guys, and that's a lot of extra damage that Sven's doing. Meanwhile, we see, oh my gosh, Lina with a beautiful stun. She's going to try to kill somebody. She needs to go ahead and ulti somebody. She ultis the PA, and she gets the kill on top of that. Meanwhile, TA is able to get the kill on top of Lina as revenge. But double kill for Lina afterwards. And PA is, in fact, building herself a Desolator, by the looks of it. She has herself that first Mithril Hammer. It could still be a BKB, but we don't know just yet. Using her illusions to go ahead and farm up all these creeps. And Shadow Shaman still hasn't moved. So Shadow Shaman got an abandoned. He's obviously having issues, or maybe he just left the computer. But he was doing extremely well with those shackle shots. Sorry, not shackle shots. Just the shackles in general. His shackles were not necessarily the best shackles in the world, but his shackles were definitely making sure that people like Batrider, people like TA, and people like Clockwerk couldn't move around and actually do what they wanted to do. So his shackles were really nice. His shackles were really useful for his team to actually be there. And it's extremely saddening to see him not here, because his team was doing extremely well until he got an abandon. As soon as he got the abandon, then the Radiant side had been pretty much doing well ever since. And this actually goes back to what I was saying before. Neither side is really preparing for those team fights or anything. They're just walking around. They just so happen to be together whenever big team fights break out. And as it so happens to come out to be, the Dire have a much better lineup for just random spontaneous team fights, because Shadow Shaman with his shackles, or Shadow Shaman with all his disables, his Surfing Wards, his Ether Shock, that's really good when you find somebody who you catch unexpectedly. Say, oh man, hurry up and stun him. The Shadow Shaman can throw a shackle, he can channel it for a full thing, throw his Surfing Wards whenever a big team fight's about to break out, and then throw his Ether Shock on top of everybody and do a lot of damage, and it's really nice. But if you take him out of the equation, then all the Dire have is a Lina stun, which is hard to land. They have a Huskar with a leap, but that's a single target focus team. They have Enigma, who has an extremely long cooldown on his ulti, but it's still a really nice ulti. And they also have a Sven with a Storm Hammer that costs more mana than he actually has to hold on to. So, all in all, they need Shadow Shaman. The Dire need Shadow Shaman for the success, considering the way that both teams are playing. Meanwhile, we got everybody having a party on top, and Huskar decides against walking up the high ground. Cool, very well played. Lina throws out a lightning strike array, sees nothing, and backs away. Gets some sticky napalm right on top of her head, and here's a casket from Batrider, pushes Lina back, not back far enough, and Batrider trying to see if he can catch a lasso on top of somebody. But he needs that blink dagger. He has the goal for it, but he's not going for it. I mean, well, these guys, oh man, Dire, don't come up this high ground. Lina comes up the high ground, she gets a kill on top of PA instantly, no dodge for you. And Batrider gets leapt by Huskar. He could turn around, throw his ult on top of somebody and try to catch him. Nope, Lina gets a kill on top of him, double kill for Shadow Fiend, double kill for the other side. Clockwerk pops that blade mail, Lina dies to the Desolator attacks from Citizen Snip, which is the PA. Or, sorry, TA, Templar Assassin. I am getting those mixed up. That's bad, guys. This is Report Shadow Shaman coming out. Report Shadow Shaman indeed. Actually, no, I wouldn't say Report Shadow Shaman. I mean, Shadow Shaman was doing extremely well, and Shadow Shaman was kind of the reason why they were still in this game. So I wouldn't necessarily say Report Shadow Shaman. I would just say, like, maybe say why Shadow Shaman not here. Say, oh crap, what's wrong with Shadow Shaman? Maybe he was raging, maybe he was doing this, maybe he was doing that. I don't know. But we got a Shadow Blade coming on Shadow Fiend. And this is actually really backwards, guys. If you're playing a Shadow Fiend and you want a Shadow Blade, build your Shadow Blade before you build your BKB. If you build a BKB, then you, like, Shadow Blade afterwards, you can do that, cool, but it's kind of defeats the purpose. BKB costs a lot of gold to build. Shadow Blade costs a lot of gold to build. It's really good to just go for the Shadow Blade so you can have the early game, the early game presence where you can just show up to a fight and then nuke them down before they're able to actually do anything, and then just Shadow Blade away. If it takes you a long time to build that Shadow Blade, then by the time you are able to actually jump in and jump out of those fights, it might be too late. Like, Sven has a lot of HP. He has a Reaver, and he pops his Master Madness, and he goes down right afterwards. Oh no, he doesn't pop his Master Madness. There's a lot of damage coming up from TA. TA's doing crazy amounts of damage. Everybody's running through the cogs. Clockwerk is standing there like a boss. Pops his Blade Mail, man's up, and TA standing still. If Lina throws the stun, if Lina knows she's here, she might be able to just throw a few things and get the kill. But no, TA blinks away. Scissor Snip, saving her life. Super TA, that's all it is. Speaking of Super Z hasn't really used his ulti since I don't know when. So Radiant have the advantage. I mean, what more is there to say? Just out of purely the way that they're fighting right now. Out of the way that they're fighting, out of the way that both teams are just randomly walking around and then finding each other, trying to kill each other before everybody else shows up and then trying to run away. The Radiant are winning that fight because they have, well, flat out more people. That's it. That's the only reason why they're winning. The Dire, if they had Shadow Shaman still here and Shadow Shaman able to still throw shackle shots and all, or shackles and all that stuff, and all those chickens and ether shocks and surfing wards, oh my, then they would definitely be having a much better advantage, or much better time, much easier time at killing everything. And as a result, the Radiant have actually caught back up. So let me go ahead and take a look at the goal graph so we can see all that, all these fancy numbers. So as you can see, the goal graph was in favor of the Radiant at the beginning, really well. It was in favor of the Dire for quite a long time, but then the Shadow Shaman got a DC and it just went straight back up for the Radiant. So that's case in point right there, guys. Case in point. They need Shadow Shaman for these random engagements. And also, Sven going for the Reaver first, I do not agree with that at all. If he's going for a heart, build yourself that vitality booster and save yourself that extra gold. I mean, get a Chrysalis. Pick up Aegis.
Immortality.
Huskar picks it up. He has himself a armlet, and he's gonna leave it on because he's a boss. And actually, I haven't really been focused on that a lot, but he's leaving his armlet on, so he's losing a lot of HP. I'm pretty sure he's not doing that on purpose, so he turns it off, and there we go. He does, or he has 11 stacks of Berserker's Blood, which every stack in Berserker Blood increases his attack speed by 12, increases or gives him bonus damage plus 8. So 12 of that is a lot. 10 of that is a lot. So 120 extra attack speed and 80 extra damage, that's a lot. Do the math when you multiply by 12, whatever that is. So Sven needs to build himself a Chrysalis. I think Chrysalis before... Yeah, Chrysalis before Reaver. Builds himself a Drum for survivability. And then Chrysalis before Reaver, so that way you can actually do crazy amounts of damage before anybody's actually able to do anything. And then slowly but surely transition to an AC so you can get rid of that Mask of Madness. And TA keeps blinking on top of this high ground. I'm not too sure what she's doing. Just place a ward. Just buy a ward and put it here. She keeps blinking forward and throwing down the meld like she's actually doing stuff. Citizen Snip wasting a lot of time doing this. Meanwhile, her team is down bottom fighting and dying. Beautiful ulti from Enigma. Huge ulti from Enigma. Huskar leaps on top of somebody. I didn't see who it was, but they go down. Clockwerk's coming around the backside. He throws a raffle. Lina throws the ulti. I think she missed, or maybe it was a creep. I don't really know, but Huskar, he's trying to get out. Aegis is popped. He walks to a cog. All he had to do is be patient and stand still, and he would have been able to save the Aegis. I don't think he was on fire from Batrider. But even if he was. So like I said, TA just wasting a lot of time, just hanging out top for no apparent reason, trying to teach you to catch anybody, but there's nobody here to be caught. Also needs to carry TP as well. What's the courier bringing? The courier's bringing Shadow Fiend. No, oh my gosh. Shadow Fiend, you should have took out the courier. Sven trying to man up and trying to go for Shadow Fiend. He bonused up that vitality booster. But sadly, I think he popped his Mask of Madness. Yeah, he did pop his Mask of Madness, so he took an additional 30% incoming damage. And 30% of 200, guys, it's like 60 extra free damage every auto attack from Shadow Fiend, so it's a lot of damage. Was that a helmet of Dominator? Oh yeah, it was Huskar's, probably. That was a dominated creep that just died. Dominated Hellbear Smasher, I think that's what they're called. It's Wildkin. That is a Centaur. This is a... These are Jesters and all this stuff. Where's the Hellbear Smasher? Nope, we can't focus on that. We got Lina going toe-to-toe with this PA. She might be able to get the kill. Yes, she will. Oh my gosh, look at all the damage. Lina doing really good timing her ulti. I'll say that much. And she has a tornado stick, so now I'm officially okay with Lina's build. I just don't think that Aghanim should have came first. Tornado stick increases her survivability because she can tornado one person, she can tornado herself, she can be survivable. It just helps her stay alive. It also gives her some nice movement speed whenever she's doing stuff. Still need to build something that makes yourself like tank up a little bit. So maybe a heart, or whoa, sorry, maybe a bracer, just a casual bracer. And Lina doing a really good time. Like I said, Lina doing a really good job timing when to throw her ulti. As a general note, though, whenever you're playing a Lina or a Lion, somebody with a super huge damage or like single target nuke type ulti, well, whenever you're playing those heroes, definitely use your ulti at the very beginning of the fight because it's much more efficient. The reason for that is because Lina's ulti right now hits for 1,250 damage. If she waits till like somebody has 10 HP left and she pops her ulti to try to finish them off, then she just effectively wasted 1,240 damage on killing that person, as opposed to using at the very beginning of the fight and essentially making her job easy. Fortunately, TA did have a refraction up, and Lina was trying to eat through it before she used her ulti. So she had full HP whenever she used it, so you saw it as a result. As soon as the refraction charges went off, she threw her ulti, and then TA had like one slither HP left, and then Lina just shot her one more time and got the kill. So that worked out in her favor, so that was really good. I'm not too sure what she did on purpose. I'm just going to assume that she did it on purpose, because she has been doing that a lot with against TA, just like attacking her a few times and then using her ulti. And TA has died a lot to that. Just imagine Shadow Shaman was here. Oh man. This game would be like pretty much over. The Dire or whatever just raffle stomped everywhere. But I honestly don't see the Dire's chance, or I honestly don't think the Dire can actually win this. Especially with Lina getting caught up like this. So Lina's gonna go ahead and throw as many things as she possibly can. She gets instantly good. We got a lot of damage. Shadow Fiend gets his ulti inside of everybody, doing more damage than before. And we got everybody dying on the side of the Dire side.
And found him wanting.
I'm not too sure what he said, but yeah, Shadow Fiend got his ulti off inside of people. So the way Shadow Fiend's ulti works is his ulti does a lot of damage in that AOE. The closer he is to you, like the closer you're to the center of the source of the souls, then the more damage you take, because the more souls will hit you. But if he's literally inside of you, like if he's a Shadow Blade and he's like directly on top of you, then you'll get hit by every single soul, and that'll be a crap ton of damage. And he was able to get that inside of essentially 2 people. So that's a really good ulti from Shadow Fiend. He did still die, but everybody else on the Dire side died as well. TA's gonna go ahead and man up and kill this tower, taking all the damage from these creeps.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Critting for 300, not a lot. And she's still taking aggro. There we go. She lost aggro. She's still attacking the tower. Eventually it'll go down. It will go down. There it goes. It goes down. And the rest of the Radiant are attacking the top tower. Sven is back up. Sven might be one to go try to see if he can go for somebody. He's trying to build himself a heart, because heart does give you a lot of strength. It does give you a lot of damage, or it does give you a lot of strength. And he's a strength hero, so it gives a lot of damage, but won't be enough. Enigma blinks forward. Should have blinked forward a long time ago through Malefice. Malefice blink. Do not ever underestimate that, guys. Malefice blink is ridiculous. You can jump in and blink and Malefice somebody. Get those easier kills. Make sure TA can't blink away. And that could have secured them a kill. But the whole entire Radiant side are here in full force, ready to just go for a fight. Clockwerk using those bottle charges. He's trying to build himself an Aghanim Scepter. BKB popped by PA. PA's trying to go on top of Enigma. Enigma just needs to turn around and throw his ulti. What is he doing? Just turn around and throw your ulti. They're all coming, bro. He turns around, throws Midnight Pulse. He will be throwing his ulti soon. Nope, PA comes around the backside. She's able to catch somebody. She catches Lina on the backside. Ulti from Shadow Fiend, able to catch off. No, that wasn't ulti. I don't know how he died. Double kill for TA. PA went down, Clockwerk went down, but the whole entire Dire side went down. The whole entire Dire side that is here, that is. And we got a DC from Enigma. He doesn't want to fight anymore.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And this middle tower will be going down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower.
And is there? Never mind. AC up, sweet. AC up on Shadow Fiend. I did not see it at all. But he still doesn't have max souls, guys. If you're playing Shadow Fiend, farm your souls. Anyway. So Huskar buys back. He's gonna leap on top of TA, but TA does block it, and she gets the kill on top of Shadow Shaman. And Huskar might be winning this fight. Nope, he will not be winning the fight. Refraction charges too much. If those refraction charges weren't there, then he'll be able to get that kill though.
Dire's Ancient is under attack. Radiant.
And that is the end of the game. So yeah, so that game was extremely one-sided. The DC from Shadow Shaman. Guys, if you want me to catch a replays, please send me replays where everybody stays in the game the full entire time. Games where people DC, it may seem awesome, like, oh man, we won because there was one person who DC'd, and oh man, that was so cool, and all that stuff. There's one person who DC'd and we won because we have 5 versus their 4, or we had a 4 versus their 3. Please don't send me in those ones, guys. I'm actually going to start refusing to cast those, because that is not a fun viewer experience, in my personal opinion. As you can see, that there's a vote bar, and the vote bar is completely red. Anyway, long story short, this game was hinted by Citizen Snip, so thank you Citizen Snip for sending this game. That was the person who played the TA, that is. And that got all those items, and I was wailing on him for quite a long time, mainly because I know him. He's one of my friends on my friends list, and he can do better than that. Oh man, just wasted so much time just staying melted. So doing what I typically do in some of my casts, some of my view replay casts, I'll just go ahead and talk about a few things. Starting off with Shadow Fiend, Shadow Blade. If you're going to go for Shadow Blade, get your Shadow Blade before you get your BKB. Please get your Shadow Blade before your BKB. If you're worried about trying to survive, get yourself an Ogre Club and then get the Shadow Blade. But the idea is for you to get your Shadow Blade as fast as you possibly can, so that way you can jump in and out of those fights and kill people. Now, whenever I say as fast as you possibly can, I do not mean buy it first. I do not mean skip all your items to buy a Shadow Amulet and then buy a Claymore. What I mean by get your Shadow Blade as fast as possible, I mean instead of getting a BKB, get yourself a Shadow Blade. So still get your Power Trade, still get your Magic Wand, because those things are good for your survivability, but get yourself a Shadow Blade afterwards. Like after you get those items, after you make sure you survive, get yourself some last hits, get yourself some farm, get this, that, and the other. Get your Shadow Blade so you can jump in and out of those fights. You'll be high enough level to just nuke down anybody you want, and they'll never know you, they'll never see you coming. Also, AC is a really nice item, so I like the AC choice. But yeah, farm up your souls, man. Farm up your souls. Every time you die, you lose, I think, half of your souls. So take the time to go into the jungle, do a few raises, kill a few jungle creeps, and get yourself some free souls. That's free damage. That is damage that you're not taking advantage of. So definitely go farm up your souls. Moving over to PA, your build order was arguable. Like I said before, this is just me on a personal level. I like not getting my ulti until like level 9, but that could be because I'm bad. Who really knows? Who really knows who's correct and who's not? It's all a thing of preference. It all depends on the situation, but it doesn't really matter. You were doing the damage that you needed to do. You got your battle fear at a reasonable time, probably not the most optimal time. If I had to guess, I would say it was probably about the 20-minute mark, but that might not be true. I don't really know. So all in all, you played decently. Cool. That was awesome. I didn't play the best Phantom Assassin whenever I played my Phantom Assassin, by the way. I'm not saying whether we won or lost, but we might have played the game. Actually, no, we did play the game. Duh. Moving over to Batrider. It took you forever to get your Blink Dagger. Oh, man. Your Blink Dagger took forever. Like, I didn't even see when you got it. But yeah, your Blink Dagger is essential for Batrider for you to be as annoying as possible. Also, take advantage of Sticky Napalm. Typically, what you see Batriders do is they throw sticky napalm continuously. The reason why they do that is because they're trying to make sure that when they do go in for Firefly and just try to harass the crap out of them or try to go for the kill, they want their auto attacks to do a maximum amount of damage. So what you will see Batriders do most of the time is they will throw sticky napalms continuously on top of somebody, and then once they hit like 4 stacks, 5 stacks, they'll go into Firefly, or wait for the enemy to come out a little bit further than they should be, go into Firefly and just like Firefly right over top of them and do auto attacks, and then throw more sticky napalm on top of them while they're doing that. And eventually you'll kill them. And it's a really easy thing to do because every stack of sticky napalm you get on top of somebody, that increases the damage of your auto attack by like some odd number. Like say 15 extra damage whenever you auto attack them per stack. And once you, like if they have 5 stacks on them, that's a free, what is that, 25, 50, 75, a free 75 damage every auto attack. And all you had to do was just throw your Q on them a few times. And oh, by the way, you have Firefly. They're running on top of your Firefly, and they're just like taking damage from that as well. So definitely utilize that a little bit more effectively, as opposed to just trying to Firefly just for the sake of Fireflying. Moving on to PA. Or sorry, not PA, Jesus, TA, moving on to Templar Assassin. As far as you went, you were being extremely more aggressive than you should have been. Actually, no, I take it back. You were not being you were being aggressive in the wrong ways. Let's put it that way. Your refraction is really useful. So, of course, you had your refraction. You're trying to use it to go and harass Lina a little bit. But instead of popping your refraction, then going directly to Lina to harass her, instead of doing that, pop your refraction and then go try to farm some creeps, and then try to line up the path that you're attacking the creeps into the path that Lina's at. The reason why you want to do that is because the range on the range on Templar Assassin is like extremely short, like say 225, just barely above melee range. But the range of her spells on her side blades is, I think it goes up to like 600 or something like that. So it goes pretty darn far. So what you can do is just like pop your refraction, so that way you have the extra damage from your refraction charges from your auto attacks, and then hit a creep, and then let that spill damage go into hit Lina. So that way you'll do some free harassment on top of her every time you go farm. You'll also zone her out of her comfort zone, so she can't get close enough to get her own last hits, because every time she does, you're gonna hit her with some spill charges or some spill damage, and she's gonna be like, oh crap, I'm out of HP, so I have to back up a little bit. So definitely do that. instead of doing what you were doing, which is pop your fraction, walk up to Lina and try to auto attack her, and then if things didn't go your way, drop yourself and meld, and then stand still while Lina just throws Dragon Slaves and Lightning Strike Arrays on top of your head. No, don't do that, man. That's a very dangerous thing to do. Actually, it's not just dangerous. That's a very inefficient use of your time and or life and or gold. Because every time you do die from that, you do lose gold. We all know that. So definitely work on your TA play. You weren't playing her horribly. Actually, no. Like, yeah, okay. You weren't playing her horribly, but there were a lot of inefficiencies in your play. Whenever you went to try to do meld damage on top of somebody, instead of running up to them, dropping your meld, and then auto-attacking them instantly, what you were doing was walking up to a spot that you think they're going to be at in the next 5 seconds. Meld on top of that spot and stand still, like stay there until they cross that path. Do not do that. That's an inefficient use of your time, because what if they don't walk up the hill? What if they don't walk into your range? What if you accidentally unmeld and then you have to meld again and do meld thing again to hit the damage? And it's so many complications that can happen. Instead of doing that, just make it definite. Just walk. If you want to meld damage them, walk up or pop your refraction, walk up to them, drop your meld, and then drop auto attack right after you drop your meld, and that's free 200 damage. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's the way it's supposed to work. Your meld, just using your meld to stand still. That's not, like I said, not efficient use of your time. You're just wasting time. And also, like, case in point, whenever you're on the high ground, like, say you're on the dire side and the super ward spot in their jungle, whenever you blunk up there and just drop your meld just to stand still for a few seconds, you weren't accomplishing anything. The only thing you were doing was wasting your mana, which is not good. I mean, it's not that much because meld costs, like, what, maybe 100 mana, which is not a ton. But it's still, mana's still wasted. And also time's still wasted. Because once you blink on top of that high ground, you're stuck up there for a whole entire 12 seconds. Unless you have a TP scroll. And oh, by the way, one of the times that you did do that, your team was fighting down bottom and they all died. And you could have been there throwing out some melt damage on top of somebody and getting splash damage on top of everybody. And there's a lot of things. There's a lot of other things you could have done to help you out. That's all I'm trying to say. But you did go for the glass cannon build. Air quote glass cannon build. So can't really talk much about your build. That's pretty much what you would see a typical TA do. Blink Dagger is definitely essential in TA, so she can get close enough to do her melt damage. And also, use your Blink Dagger aggressively. Especially if you know there's like one person who's running away. Just like blink in front of them, drop your meld, and then hit them while they're running. And then continues to hit them. So that way you get the free damage, meld damage, you get the Desolator damage. And if you happen to crit, then you do a whole bunch of damage, you do even more damage. So keep all that in mind when you're playing Templar Assassin, working your Templar Assassin play. Had Shadow Shaman not disconnected, you guys would have got raffle stumped, like face rolled. I'm not even joking. Like, you guys were, the organization on the Radiant team was god awful. The Dyer's coordination was not any better, but they happen to have people who can punish that easier, like Shadow Shaman, who, oh, by the way, happened to be the one who DC'd, so, or who left the game, abandoned. Moving over to the dire side, starting off with Enigma because Shadow Shaman wasn't there. Shadow Shaman played extremely well from what I can see. He was being a little bit more aggressive for my taste, but it doesn't matter. He was getting the kills. He was helping his team get the kills. He was shackling people who, or sorry, he was shackling people, making sure they couldn't move anywhere, doing all the disables, doing everything that Shadow Shaman does, and he was doing a good job with that. So I can't really say much about his play. It just sucks that he DC'd because I'm pretty sure we would have saw some more awesome plays from the whole entire dire side if he was still there. He was actually the one who made the dire team shine, and the reason why they reported him is because they lost, because he left. And I honestly think that they shouldn't have reported him. I mean, yeah, sure, he got an abandoned. Maybe he was trash talking in the chat, and I wasn't there. From what I was seeing, Shadow Shaman played really well. He was doing his job. He was doing a good job of it, and his team happened to be on. They happened to be on the same team, so it kind of saddens me to see Shadow Shaman was reported, but I can understand because he did abandon. Moving over to Enigma. Use your black hole. There was one time in front of your base, I think I was looking at, you were getting chased by, I think you were getting chased by a Phantom Assassin who had a BKB up. All you had to do was just turn around, throw out a black hole, and you would have more than likely caught at least 2 people. Because TA, if I do recall correctly, TA did blink towards you to try to do a little bit more damage. Clockwerk was probably trying to rappel into you as well. So if you would have popped your black hole, you would have potentially caught 3 people. even though only you would initially only caught one, because everybody else was already in motion to run towards you and try to attack you. So use your ulti, especially when you have a big situation like that. Even if you catch just one person, it's not ideal. You're probably gonna get flamed for it for your team, but at least use your ulti, man. You were holding on to your ulti for quite a long time, and you had a blink dagger as well. Also, blink dagger, or once you get your blink dagger, use your Malefice as well. Blink dagger Malefice is a really nice combination. Blink forward, pop your Malefice on top of somebody. You can help your allies catch up fast. You can help Sven catch up to throw a stun. You can help Huskar catch up so he can do his jump. You can help Lina catch up so she can do her stun. You can help Shaman catch up so he can throw his disable on top of somebody. Long story short, Blink Malefice is extremely powerful. It's a really good initiation spell, and it punishes everybody who oversteps the boundary. So definitely use that. Don't be afraid to use that. That's what I'm trying to say. As far as the rest of your items go, I would prefer to see a mechanism on you, but I mean, you got a blink dagger and treads. I mean, mechanism is extremely nice on Enigma because it increases his survivability, but it does delay your blink dagger by quite a bit because mechanism is expensive at the end of the day. So blink dagger mechanism would have been ideal in my personal opinion. Boots, blink dagger, mechanism, magic wand, bracer, just items that you couldn't afford. Just put it that way. Moving over to Lina. Lina, I do not like the Aghanim Scepter first. I think that's a hard thing to do. I think if you're going to go for your items, go for your arcane boots, go for your tornado stick, go for something else in between to give yourself some form of survivability, like maybe just a casual bracer or a casual hood of defiance. That would be really cool because it makes you survivable. And then go for your Aghanim Scepter. And the way you can supplement that is that you can buy your arcane boots, you can buy an ogre club for your Aghanim Scepter, or buy the point booster, which a lot of people do because it gives you some really nice mana pool, or increase your mana pool. It gives you some really nice HP stats. It gives you some nice things overall. You can buy your point booster, hold on to that for like sit on that for quite a while, finish yourself a tornado stick, and then finish an Aghanim Scepter. And then I'm pretty sure by the time you get your Aghanim Scepter, you'll be like level 16, and you'll be able to just hit on top of everybody, do a whole bunch of damage with it. Going for Aghanim Scepter first is usually frowned upon because typically Aghanim Scepter increases the cost of everything and it gives you very little as far as survivability. Yes, sure, it gives you 200 HP plus 10 strength, which translates to about 160 HP. So when you add all that together, 190 HP. So when you add it all together, you get about 390 HP, so almost 400 HP from Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, sure, 400 HP sounds like a whole lot of HP. But consider these facts. Consider the fact that whenever Phantom Assassin crits at, let's say, level 2, she crits for about maybe 400. So with the Aghanim Scepter, that means you can survive one more crit from Phantom Assassin. Now, is surviving one more crit from Phantom Assassin going to make you survive? Probably not. Now, let's pull back that scenario. Let's say you just got the point booster because you want to survive, and let's say you got the ogre club so you can survive as well. You pretty much have the whole entire 400 extra HP, but you finish yourself a tornado stick before you finish your Aghanim Scepter. Now let's take a look at the fight between you and Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin crits for about 400 damage whenever she gets herself a lucky crit. So that means you can survive one extra crit, and that's probably not going to help you make it out alive. But that tornado stick will definitely help you make it out alive, because you can turn around, throw a tornado stick on top of Phantom Assassin, and then maybe just barely get out of range of her stifling dagger and her blink strike, and then you're still alive. So that means you have more gold in your pocket because you didn't lose any, and you also were able to shut down Phantom Assassin. Maybe a big team fight breaks out and you need a tornado stick Batrider so it doesn't pull your ally away. It increases your usefulness to your team. You get an Aghanim Scepter as Lina, that makes your ulti do a crap ton of damage. Yeah, cool. It's good for like just nuking down supports and making them go away. But let's face it, nobody on the Radiant side was playing as a support. I mean, even Clockwerk. Clockwerk had a blade mill. Batrider was the closest person to a support on the Radiant side because of his farm. His farm was so low. But even he is relatively hard to kill because he has a drum, and that's probably enough to stand up to an ulti from Lina at level 16. Maybe not. Who really knows? Long story short, I don't agree with going for Aghanim Scepter first because you had Aghanim Scepter arcane boots, and that made you useless to your team. That's what I'm trying to say. How much does tornado stick cost? Tornado stick costs 2,700 gold. Aghanim Scepter costs 4,200 gold. That 4,200 gold could have been spent towards something else. Or actually, hold on, let's add up the numbers. What is that? So let's say a point booster and an ogre club because you want to survive. So you got the point booster. Point booster is 1,200. So that brings your total up to plus Yule Scepter Divinity. That brings your total to 3,900 plus a ogre club, that brings your total up to 4,900. So instead of buying the Aghanim Scepter straight up, you could have got yourself 2 pieces of Aghanim Scepter, paid 700 more gold, and got yourself a Tornado Stick, and then you'll be indefinitely more useful to your team until you get yourself that, and then after a while get yourself an Aghanim Scepter after you help your team get a whole bunch of kills. So, long story short, don't go for Aghanim Scepter so fast. That's all I'm trying to say. That's the only thing I'm trying to point out. If you take a look at Clockwerk, Clockwerk is going for Aghanim Scepter as well, but look at what his items are. His items are a bottle, his items are a phase boost, his items are a drum, and a blade mail. He was making himself as useful as possible to his team, making himself as survivable as possible, and then afterwards, he said, okay, we have an advantage. I'm going to go ahead and start building my Aghanim Scepter. So I get myself a Staff of Wizardry so I can increase my mana pool, and give myself an Ogre Club so I can survive, and then I'll get myself a point booster later so I can have more survivability, and then boom, Aghanim Scepter finished. Let's do it. I can throw my ulti in a nice newfangled way because Aghanim Scepter makes it more powerful, and boom, it makes it better. So have some more intermediate items. Please have some more intermediate items. I would even, well, maybe not. I was about to say, I would even appreciate seeing a plate mail before I see Aghanim Scepter on Lina, but that would be weird. So I'm not going to say that, definitely. Moving over to Sven. Sven, be extremely careful when you pop your Mask of Madness. It makes you attack a lot faster. It makes you do a lot more damage because it makes you attack faster. But it also makes you take a lot of damage much faster. 30% increased damage is no joke when everybody on the enemy team is hitting you at once. 30% extra incoming damage means that everybody's going to be hitting you for 30% extra incoming damage. And when there's 5 extra people, like when there's 5 people hitting you at the same time, that is, what is that, 150 extra incoming damage to you. So that's 500% plus 150%, if everybody's 100%. So that's what is that, 500? 650% damage coming into you whenever the whole entire enemy team is attacking you. As opposed to just 500% incoming damage, which you probably won't survive anyway because nobody can really survive everybody on the enemy team focus on that once. Which is almost always the case, no matter how much you try to tank up. Which sucks, because that means there are no true tanks in Dota. But anyway, long story short, Mask of Madness is extremely risky to use. It does increase your kill potential, but that's only if you have some damage to back it up. The Earner Shadows, in my personal opinion, did set you back quite a bit. I do not agree with the item choice. I would have preferred to see some other form of regen, but Earner Shadows is always a nice item to have on somebody on your team. So it's kind of one of those double-edged swords where I can say don't get it, but please get it at the same time. I mean, it gives you some nice stats. It gives you some good regen. It gives you some good strength, or decent strength, not good strength. And also gives gives you a burst healing ability, also, or a potential damage source, which you did use a few times, which I actually commend you for that. So really well played on that. But still, long story short, it doesn't give you that much damage. It gives you 6 strength, which means it gives you 6 damage, which is not a lot. Now, as far as the Reaver goes, I would highly recommend not getting a Reaver. The reason why I would recommend not getting a Reaver is because instead of getting the Reaver, you could have got yourself a Chrysalis, which a Chrysalis would not increase your survivability by any stretch of the word, but it would increase your damage output. And who needs a lot of HP where you can just kill somebody in 2 swipes? I mean, I'm just saying, guys. Look at Templar Assassin, for example. She didn't need a lot of HP. All she needed to do was just hit you 2 times, and you were pretty much dead. And that was all she needed to do. Although her play did not reflect that. I'm looking at you, citizen. Anyway, so instead of going for that Reaver, I would have preferred to see you go for the Vitality Booster and then go for a Chrysalis, and then maybe finish your Heart afterwards, because the Heart was not like a dire need for you. The 25 Strength gives you 25 extra damage, which is not a lot, but the Chrysalis would give you probably way more than that. I don't know. I actually don't know how much damage a Chrysalis gives you. But the potential to crit will actually be really nice, especially if you couple that up with some other form of damage item, like maybe, what other form of damage item would Sven pick up? Maybe a Basher? Don't know. Many choices you can go for. Long story short, I don't agree with going for the Reaver that fast. Yeah, sure, Reaver's nice. It gives you a lot of strength. Don't get me wrong. It gives you not a lot of HP, but it gives you HP like about 22, hold on, what's 2 times 15? 30, about 300 extra HP, which is still not a lot, but anyway, I digress, hit my hand on my desk. Moving on, last but not least, to Huskar. Huskar, things to talk about. Armlet. You have an armlet, please turn it off. Keeping it turned on at all times is not really recommended unless you have a heart to counteract the damage that you're going to be taking from the armlet. But you didn't have a heart yet, so go ahead, please turn it off. Also, the Ring of Health was a really weird choice for a Huskar, mainly because I don't know what Huskar builds a Ring of Health into. Maybe a Vanguard? Yeah, sure, Vanguard would be cool and all, but you don't really need any source of, like legitimate regen as Huskar when you have Inner Vitality. Just like 1 point, maybe 2 points of Inner Vitality would increase your survivability and give you that regen whenever you needed it, as opposed to getting yourself a Ring of Health and essentially delaying the heart that you were trying to build, or delaying your armlet that you eventually built. And in order to back that up, or in order to expand on what I'm saying, is basically what I'm saying is that Huskar doesn't really need a lot of definite regen. Helmet of Dominator is usually more than enough for Huskar because he hits pretty hard, and it helps him out because he gives him that regen. Also, another thing, whenever you do have lifesteal as a Huskar, make sure you do not use your searing arrows, or flaming arrows, whatever they call it, whatever thing Valve wants to call it these days. Make sure you have that turned off because that is a unique attack modifier, and that does not stack directly with lifesteal. So what that means is that you can either have lifesteal, or you can have the extra fire damage whenever you throw your auto attacks. If the extra fire damage for your auto attacks is turned on, then you will not have any form of regen when you have some form of lifesteal as your source of regen, unless it's a Vladimir's Offering. But Vladimir's Offering, it's weird because it gives you passive regen, but it only works, but the lifesteal only works for people who are melee, and Huskar is ranged, so that would be a not just questionable, that would be a stupid choice. Yeah, sure, 50% extra damage, that's cool and all, but I mean, no lifesteal. It kind of defeats the purpose. Anywho, all I'm trying to say, make sure you turn off your searing arrows whenever you're trying to lifesteal, and make sure you turn off your armlet whenever you're not attacking. And you were building towards a heart, which would have been a cool item to see on you, but maybe a Heaven's Halberd, a Sange, and then into a Heaven's Halberd would be really nice because, I mean, you're Huskar, you want more strength, and that gives you a lot of strength, and also gives you the chance to evade attacks, 25% evasion whenever you finish it up. And oh, by the way, you can also throw it on top of Phantom Assassin when she's trying to attack the crap out of you and make her useless. Or you can throw it on top of Templar Assassin when she's trying to jump in and do a lot of damage to you. So, all that aside, these are all suggestions. You can take them for what they're worth, but please take them with a grain of salt because some things I probably said are wrong. Some things I probably said you might not agree with, but I do believe that these things would help you out. Just a few critiques, like I said, to help you out. So, anyway, that's it for this viewer replay cast. So this is viewer replay cast number 38. I did spend a little bit of time talking about everything at the end of it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. And thank you, Citizen Snip, for sending me this game. It did take me quite a long time to get to it, but I did get to it nonetheless. And that's it for this cast. So I'll see you guys whenever.